Hi everybody, welcome back to Sprocket Man Designs. What you see before you right here is a trivet I made out of a sprocket and a bunch of chains. As you well know, they don't naturally come in this particular shade of red. This is what happens when you take something you've welded together to the boys at Sprayquick Powder Coating and say, can I have a nice shade of red please? And Jace, as ever, blasted it out the park with the aid of some rubber bumpers underneath to protect work surfaces and things from metal, and supplied by Frank Shaw Bayonet, who are on Instagram under that name. It now sits, doesn't move, and is ready to rock and roll. The other project I had that's going to the same customer as is having this was to make a folding book stand. Recipe book stand. That has, as you may have witnessed, got assembled, and it's now back from Sprayquick. It is a very slightly different shade of red, but strangely the two complement one another, so I'm not going to argue in the slightest. So that, if I can remember how to set it up, apparently not, having a brain moment. There you go. So all that's left to be done with this now is where I've put the heat shrink on the tabs here, just need to shrink that down. So what I'll do, it's completely off camera, get my heat gun out. You've got to come out of your box. Yes, you can't stay in there forever. Hello, yes. Okay. It's important to remember, ladies and gentlemen, when dealing with anything hot air related, move your beer out of the way before using it, because you don't want to heat your beer up. And there you go. Just a few seconds work, and you can see that the heat shrink has formed down around the two spurs that are created with the grinder, and now they cannot fall off, and more importantly the metal underneath isn't going to shred any of the pages. To show you what I mean about the difference in colours between the two, there you go, you can see a subtle difference. The reason for the difference is when I took the trivet in to get that coated, they were doing a particular run of red for a client and just happened to tack mine on to the end of it. When the recipe book holder went in, the client wanted a different shade of red. There's not a huge amount in it, but it means that this is different enough. Luckily for me, it does contrast really nicely with the other one, as opposed to clashing horribly. So that is they. Earlier on today, while my good lady and I were out dog walking, we happened to stop at a particularly splendid venue for a small glass of refreshment. And while we were there, I had an idea for a set of coasters, if I've got the right size chain rings, with just a single wrap of chain around it. Not quite sure how that's going to work out just yet, although I am starting with this sprocket and this chain, so right, so that size sprocket obviously cannot work because it's not going to have a decent beginning and ending, so I need slightly bigger. The reason I'm going with bigger, not smaller, is I want to try and make a coaster that is, that's way too big, or is it, that's big enough to take kind of around about an 80mm diameter mug without it rocking around. Right, so that's 90 and that's 70. I want one in between. That's 21 teeth. That's 24 teeth. So ideally, I'm looking around the hopefully not that one. Come here. There's another one down there as well. I think that's a 21. Yep. Okay, so 23 is winning at the moment, but I can't help but feel, if I've got enough, that 22s would be the ideal. This is a 22 that I've just picked up. That would be excellent so far. Yeah, 22 tooth is going to be the right size. So the next decision is going to be do I try and rig this so it's a complete chain, zero welding, or do I leave it like that with two open ends and just tack it in so it can't go anywhere? So the next question is, why the hell do I do this to myself? Because if life was easy, it'd be really boring. Right, for my next trick, I'm going to start finding the right size sprockets. This could take a while, and I might, well, mostly to save you the pain. Yeah, I'm going to pause the camera for a bit until I've got a bunch roughly the same size. Or if I can do it all exactly the same size, because that would make life a lot easier. Alright, be back with you in a minute. Okay, after a huge amount of searching, it turns out I have got only 4 sprockets the right size to use for my plan. The official test drive, yep, they hold a beer bottle, so they can only be good. This is going to be a one-off set. I've still got to decide how I'm going to attach the chain, whether I spend some money, buy some split links and just split link them together, which could be entertaining, or I leave the open joints open and on the underside go around, tack them on, do it that way. We'll find out later, I really haven't decided. So, in this mini episode, what you have witnessed is the completion of one project and the start of another. Okay, I've been able to decide what to do with this lot. Right, as usual, as ever, many thanks to the guys at Sprayquick Powder Coating for, as you've seen, doing such marvellous work and making my lunacy look good. Thanks to the guys at Frank Shaw Bayonet for supplying me with the rubber bumpers to create the feet for the trivets. I am not going to mention the courier company that let me down so badly, but they know who they are, and they will be getting some really bad reviews. So I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Any suggestions, requests, you know what to do. Feel free to like and subscribe. Look forward to seeing you next time. Take it easy, guys.